rising to everyone on this Sunday, on this early Sunday day. Man, hopefully everybody had a good night. Hopefully everybody enjoyed their night, no matter what their activities were last night. But daggone for sure, there was something going on last night that I honestly feel as though that a lot of people should have been in tune to, and that was the ring fight for last night. This card that we watched last night, this card that we seen last night, ladies and gentlemen, to me, was the best fight card of the second half of this year. And once me and the rest of the family get together, we do the end of the year recap. We'll see if it's going to wind up being the fight card of the entire 2025. I see y'all coming in the building, my brother. D-Free STN. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to my brother. If you're not, you're missing out on a whole lot. Mike Rim, that's him always first in the building, representing all the STN and all good content creators. There's my brother who got me doing my thing. I call him the soul father of this. Mr. ESPN, TSP himself, my man Southern T. Man, let's talk about it, y'all. I'm going to talk about these fights. I'm going to be real nice, and y'all know I'm going to keep it real. Of course, it was a good night of boxing. It was some pros, more pros. Then there was a couple of cons. You got to call both out. You just can't keep everything one standard. So let's get into these fights. So overall, good fight card. I was even entertained by the early prelims. Some good fights was on there, and I really enjoyed them. But then let's just go ahead and let's get into the main card, because this would take up this whole hour. I don't want to hold everybody early on Sunday football and everything else is happening. But let's just get right into the main card. So we had an awesome fight. I call this card the Fantastic Four. That's the nickname for this fight card last night, the Fantastic Four. David Benavidez, the Mexican monster killer. Yes, indeed. Put on a heck of a show. And shout out to his co-op, Anthony Yard. Also put on a good performance. We're going to talk about Devin Haney and Brian Norman Jr. I'm going to talk about that fight last, because this is going to be a hell of a cook. It's going to upset a couple people, but I keep it real, man. Then we got Ben Rodriguez. He's just looking so comfortable, and it was like easy, like Sunday morning for him. And then, man, Abdullah Mason answered a lot of questions for some haters, and even for us diehard supporters. He had us a little shook in there last night. I know if you was watching the Abdullah Mason fight, if you're a true boxing fan, no matter who you're a fan of, you're a true boxing fan, you enjoy boxing, and you was watching Abdullah Mason and Sam Noakes, hey, let's keep it real. Sam Noakes gave Abdullah Mason and Abdullah Mason fans something to worry about. Because I know me, that's why I couldn't be on no damn live, because I'm too busy talking to the screen. Yo, get your head off the line. Get your head off the line. Abdullah, what you doing? What are you doing, Abdullah? Yo, you getting hit by, you want to get punched in the face. It seemed like that Abdullah, Mr. Young appetite for smoke. I love it. But as he move up in opposition, he's going to have to change his intake of amount of smoke that he wants to take in all at one time. This young man can be something awesome in the sport of boxing. I think he is. But God darn it, y'all, he's a little too daring for me. He had me scared last night. He had me shook a little bit. But to answer the question about this man's chin, he got a chin, because he was in there with a puncher. He was in there with a guy that was game. Shout out to Sam Noakes. Didn't know this guy was that good. I heard he was, seen about 3 or 4 clips. But yo, shout out to Sam Noakes. This is what boxing is about. So when we talk about matchups, talk about who's fighting who, a lot of times it's not about the name all the time. D-Free is someone that speaks on that periodically. It's not about a brand name. And as you can see, whenever we hear the home names going against a name that we don't know about, or fighter we haven't looked up, we easily just brush them off. But then we learn. So that's why I know it's more in the sport of boxing than what is given to us. And it's nothing I'm not going against everything that's given to us. But Sam Noak showed you last night that even though we see the Devs, we see the Crawfords, we see the Usyks and so on, it's more people out there. Everybody just ain't gonna get that chance to dance. And hopefully, Turkey Island Sheik or whoever, I'm a fan of Sam Noakes. I became a fan of Sam Noakes last night. I want to see Sam Noakes fight some more. I will be looking for Sam Noakes again. This is boxing. When you see a guy for the first time, you never heard of him, even though you brushed him off. Because you can't blame a person for something that they don't know. So if your assumption of, oh, this guy ain't shit, that's fine. Unless you know better. But most of us didn't know any better. So it wasn't really no hate. But we found out that, hey, yo, this boy is nice. I like him. So Sam Noakes put on a performance like that last night against Abdullah Mason. I would love to see this man perform again. Sam Noakes is a new problem for 135. You hear me? Sam Noakes is a new problem for 135 because 135 starting to look a little thin. Let's just be honest. There's only a handful of guys there. And see, that's what's starting to go on in these weight classes, y'all. It's only a handful of guys. And we know about Dalton Smith. You don't know about Dalton Smith already? Catch up and don't bring no daggone mustard hate with you. Yes, I know who Dalton Smith is, Tizzle. Dalton Smith nice too. So as me as a boxing fan and looking for more, you know, to be in the weight class, to be more challenges for the top guys in the weight class. You know, I was losing faith at 135, but seeing Sam Noakes and, you know, these promoters and stuff get these guys working even more. We should be seeing more Sam Noakes because we didn't know. But we watch a lot of UK boxing, most of us, so we're familiar with these other guys. I know who Dalton Smith is. He that work. He's that work, so he's coming. So, man, shout out to Abdullah Mason. Everybody was saying, yo, he need to step up in opposition. That's something that some fighters that already have a belt haven't done yet. And this young man has done it. But please, Abdullah Mason, lighten up on your he got to tighten up the diet on the appetite smoke. Now, he got a hell of a chin so far, but we know a hell of a chin can run into what, y'all? A hell of a puncher. And we know how that can be, depending on how they execute their game plans. A hell of a chin going against a hell of a puncher, then we know what's going to have to be the determined factor of that. And that's going to have to be the skills to be ill to pay the bills. But hey, I would like to see these guys breaking down this fight, the first round of this fight from the jump. Abdullah Mason, the first thing I noticed about him, and hopefully Dad works on it with him, and also for Abdullah Mason. Abdullah, you know, he was in a moment. He was in a moment. He wasn't listening to his father, y'all. He wasn't listening to his father. Because when they went on that corner with some things that Dad was talking about. That means, so what is you doing? That means he gotta learn how to fight at a distance that's more effective for him. I didn't really like him on the inside. Now, Abdullah Mason did look good on the inside against previous fighters. But last night, even though the appetite for smoke, that was really the wrong game plan. Some people think he's highly defensively insufficient already, and then he likes to bang. He's a guy that likes to bang. And us as boxing fans, we love that. But we also want these guys to be careful too. So he just gonna have to be a little more calm and strategic about it. He need to learn some head movement. If he would have kept that fight at mid-range, it would have been a little harder for Sam Noakes to hit him because Sam Noakes was hitting him at will. All right? Yeah, T. So yeah, but Yeah, he was getting hit with shots that, you know, you get actually see coming, but since he wanted to get on the inside, and I noticed one thing about Abdullah Mason, and I love it. He has this Terrence Crawford thing about him. And we already know who's the biggest get back mindset in the sport of boxing, no matter how good or how lethal they are. Terrence Crawford, you know, he's the master Mr. Get Back. You crack him with something, oh, he gonna want to get that back immediately. I see that in Abdullah Mason. It's a good trait. But man, you have to be a hell of a specimen to be able to dance on that type of floor when it comes to that. You know what I mean? But I think this young man does really have the gifts. Hopefully, him getting the belt, him being young, he's going to be a little excited. So he's going to be a little excited like he was last night. Yeah, he was going to get hit, but got hit a little too much. And I just think because he was in the moment, but he's going to have to learn these things. And I think the father's going to have a good talk to him about that. And can't wait to see him again. But we know for sure when Abdullah Mason steps in the ring, y'all, you know he's coming to perform and he's coming to show out. And that's one thing I loved about the fight last night. Everybody came to do their thing. Now, there's a performance or two that I really was not happy with. But I get to that. But now I'm talking about what was good. I'm still stuck on the Abdullah Mason fight, and we're going to move on. But definitely, and I don't know what was going on with the rangy fighters last night. If y'all noticed, damn near every fight, at least about two fights that I've seen. And I'm really talking about the main card where the fighter had a significant reach advantage, and he was not fighting to their advantage. Abdullah Mason, like I said, should have been fighting tall. Should have been fighting Sam Noakes, mid-range, or keeping the distance. And he kept on just shooting that one jab. You can't shoot no one jab if that jab ain't a shotgun. And he need to been doubling up on the jab a little bit. Would have slowed Noakes down a little bit, you know, and made him want to reset. But hey, it was a hell of a fight. These dudes came to perform. And we know what everybody was talking about. Everybody was talking about leading up to this fight. What Turki Al-Sheikh wanted from these fighters. So I'm asking everybody, with Turki Al-Sheikh wanting to see guys fight, not just run around and only throw a couple punches around, barely nothing. I think all these fighters last night did exactly what was asked of them by the promoters and by the fans. I'm happy. I enjoyed it, but I just had a couple moments that, you know, was a little too wary for me at some points. But Abdullah Mason doing a good job. But as you see, no, T, you got to watch everything, bro. I know you're gonna watch Back and Cook, so I'm gonna break it down for you as much in detail so you have an idea until you see the fights. But yeah, and Sam Noakes did a good job, y'all, on the inside of smothering Abdullah Mason's work. And we know Abdullah has been successful on the inside against other opponents. But like I said, Sam Noakes wasn't going for it. I don't think they even studied that much of Sam Noakes. If they did, I wasn't even worried about it at all. But Sam Noakes was game no matter if he was coming mid-range or inside. And Sam Noakes is good on the inside and mid-range. Yeah, and it was definitely good inside fight. I seen it, but to me, Sam Noakes was having some very great moments on the inside, and I loved it. But so all you gotta do, tighten up on that defense. Double that jab. I hate to see these rangy fighters throw one jab. Double the jab up, man. Double that jab up. You know, set up a three-piece combination, easy peasy cover girl. Snap, snap, and then you could, you know, whatever stance you throwing from, you can set up an overhand, a hook, or whatever that double jab is creating for you. Besides, you know, slowing your opponent down a little bit, because it's easy to get around one jab, especially if it ain't coming real fast. You know, you just sticking it out and bringing it back. But if you ain't really putting nothing behind that shotgun jab, which is that that one jab at a time. I call it the shotgun jab, because you know with a shotgun, one shot at a time, damn it. You know what I mean? So it was good. That was an exciting fight. Good call. But I wouldn't have been upset if that fight was called a draw. Cause that fight was very good. If you seen the fight a draw, if you thought Sam Noakes won more rounds than some others, no problem. But he did a damn good job. Damn good job. I give that fight a performance. Fight by both men, by Abdullah Mason and Sam Noakes. A+ performance by both of these guys. I give Abdullah Mason Mason won, so he's the champion. So I give the overall performance with both of these guys an A+. I give Abdullah Mason a B. I give him a B on his performance because he was getting hit with shots that he shouldn't have got hit with, and not because he's lacking that much defensively. That's not the part. He got some defensive holes, but you can see this dude just wanted to get in there and do his thing. But I'm like, man, this dude can crack. He can crack, but he showed us that he was there and showed us, I got this chin. You know, my man BBO, shout out to Sombrero. He probably watched the playback. You know, everybody was always bringing up, Abdullah Mason got dropped twice. He got dropped twice. It's a flash knockdown. It can happen to anybody, y'all. Anybody can get knocked down from a flash knockdown. You don't see something goddamn come up, bang. You know what I mean? It happens to everybody. You know, you get up and you carry on. You know what I mean? So, well, he showed that if you hit him on the chin with some oomph behind your ish, he ain't going nowhere. He may feel it, but he ain't going nowhere. But one other thing before I move on to the next fight that I noticed in this fight, the body punching. Oh my God. Shout out to Sam Noakes. Sam Noakes hit Abdullah with a couple nice body shots. Woo! Man, yo, listen. Sam Noakes hit him with some shit to the body jack that had Abdullah hurt and uncomfortable for a few rounds. He had to dug it out. He had to dog it out. When Sam Noakes hit him with that first good body shot, I forgot which round it was, but that had him bothered the whole time. He never really fully recovered from that body shot like that. He recovered, but he recovered back, and plus it was his first time going the distance. You know, Abdullah Mason never been past 6 rounds, I guess, that I can remember, because the kid fights so many times in a year, you want to forget. But it was damn sure a good job by both of them. And he was able to pull it out. Abdullah Mason was able to pull it out. Shout out to Abdullah Mason and Sam Noakes. But Abdullah Mason, for future references, young man, learn to keep that head on the line. Double your jab and fight at the advantage of your range, bruh. You don't necessarily have to be on the inside all the time. Even though you like it, you get on the inside when you need to get on the inside. But if you don't really need to be on the inside, don't go on the inside. You know, make your opponent, whatever your opponent is bringing to you, you need to make him work extra. There go my baby. There go my baby. Hey, sexy. Top of the day to you. Top of the AM to you. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that was a good job by Abdullah Mason and Sam Noakes. So once again, overall performance by both of these men, AA plus about fisticuffs. And I give Abdullah Mason a B on his performance. Now I'm going to move on to Bam Rodriguez and Puma Martinez. Now some people had Puma Martinez possibly pulling off an upset because Puma Martinez was game. He was game. Yo, for those who was familiar with Puma Martinez, hey, salute to you. I wasn't that familiar with him like that. I only seen him fight. This is my third time seeing him fight. I only seen him fight twice. But he was coming. He came to do what he wanted to do, or what he was going to try to do. And Bam Rodriguez, in a lot of people's minds, on a lot of fight fans, pound for pound list, rightfully deserves that. It was so easy. I mean, when we talk about a boxing clinic and just being so precise, and there's nothing that you did in that ring went wrong, shout out to Bam Rodriguez. He just looked perfect performance by him. A flawless performance by Bam Rodriguez. Shout out to Puma Martinez. Like I said, he came to fight, but Bam was just taking it to him. Y'all see Bam defense? Oh, he was making him slip. He moving. Oh yeah. Good job by my man Bam Rodriguez, and it was just an easy fight. I don't even think I gave Martinez a round. I think I probably scored the Martinez fight the way I scored the Haney and Norman Jr. fight. You know, I'm gonna get to that fight last. But that was a damn good fight. Bam came out there, being who he is, another day at the office, taking on another competitor, throwing his punches in sequence, setting everything off the jab, little quick combinations on the inside, ending combinations with that nice little hook that he got, no matter if it's upstairs or downstairs. Bam looked so... Bam had the easiest night to me, because it was like for Bam, it looked the easiest. And I'm not taking nothing away from any fighter that did their thing last night and won and did what they needed to do. But he made it look so easy, man. Bam made it look so easy. Bam and Martinez fight, and Haney and Norman has a similarity, because it was easy for Devin. Like I said, I will get there. I'm gonna say that for last. But man, awesome job by Bam Rodriguez. Y'all know, as far as I'm concerned, I would love to see Bam go up and get that monster anyway. But other than that, whatever Bam Rodriguez got next, you know, he's probably one of the very few fighters that we watch in that weight class. We're not really checking for everybody down there at 115, but him and one or two other fighters give us something to look at. But it's always it's always a pleasure and an honor to see Bam Rodriguez fight, because he does nothing wrong. He comes in the ring and he gives it his all. He come out on top. And that's what you're supposed to do. And he had a real game, he had a game opponent, but hey, there's levels to this shit. You know, yeah, we in the same thing, but we shouldn't be in the same ring, because we just not on the same level. You know, there's sometimes we're not going to get 50-50 fights. All right? Yes, T. Yes, Tizzle, facts. Bam, Nakatani, and Monster, I need all them fights. Oh, I would love that mix right there for all three of these dudes to get it on. That is a true boxing fan's wish right there. That's a wet dream for me that I would love to see come true, man. Oh, man, that'd be awesome, because right there, I mean, boxing has so much to offer, but they choose what they want to give us. I'm going to say it again. Boxing has so much to offer, but they choose what they want to give us. You know what I mean? But we moving on from that. So shout out to Bam, like doing this goddamn thing. So let me go to the main event now, may y'all people. Let me go on into the main event. Anthony Yard taking on and challenging the Mexican monster, David Benavidez. Well. So let's talk about it and get right into what happened in this fight. Hell of a fight. All the fights were good. Like I said, overall grade. Early prelims and main card, I give it an A+. Yes, that card was like that. Now I tell y'all what. Now a lot of us saying, well, you know, Devin Haney and Brian Norman, that should have been the main event. No, it shouldn't have, and I'm not hating. Dev did his thing. Brian Jr. didn't do a damn thing. Respectfully, Jr. didn't do nothing. Junior didn't do anything. This is the biggest con out of that. But let me get the Yard in up. All right. So Anthony Yard came to challenge the Monster Killer. And man, they was getting at it. Now we already knew what this matchup was going to be about. We already know that David Benavidez. What's not to like about David Benavidez? You know, he's coming to perform. He's coming to do his thing. He's coming to win. He's coming to conquer. That's why I'm a fan of this man. Yard, a hell of a competitor. He ain't backing down from nobody. Took on all the biggest punchers and everything. And he took on another dangerous guy last night. Probably one of the best top guys in the sport of boxing right now. I would put him in a. If I was to put together boxing's top 5 right now, David Benavidez, in my opinion, would be in there. But hell of a fight by him and Yard. We already knew they was going to get right at it, and from round 1, ding, 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 they getting right at it. Anthony Yard was coming, and he was stepping early. You know what I mean? Yeah, Tizzle, it's Sunday. I ain't gonna be busy, bro. I'll be over there. Yard was coming, and Yard was coming to try to take David Benavidez's head DF off, like the flying guillotine. But we know David Benavidez, you got to kill this man. You got the KI. You got to. If not, he's going to keep on coming. And he's a very durable guy. And we talking about weight classes with guys. These guys is punches up there. Yeah, Yard was dangerous early, which was a prediction because everybody knew he was going to be a front runner like a cheetah. Cheetah's good on the start off, but when it's come to get the distance, they're not really too effective. And that's what Yard is. He has that cheetah syndrome. That's what I call the cheetah syndrome. When these fighters are like that, they start off strong and quick, and then next thing the flying guillotine, Mike Rum. Hey, I love the kung fu stuff, bro. Oh yeah, I'm from back in that. Hey, I've been around long enough, Mike Rum. I'm gonna talk some kung fu flicks one day, Mike Rum. Oh, I might put that on Coffee and Donuts probably in the middle of the week. All right, because I know the first 2 days probably talking about boxing, what's coming up next, what we would like to see. We still gonna be doing a fight recap throughout the week because the fight card was just this awesome for it to be recapped the entire week. People gonna get people eating a crow. People won't be smoking a certain packs on. And I haven't seen yet. I haven't seen it. Maybe because it's Sunday. Illis, baby girl, would you like to watch that with me? We could watch that together, baby. You like kung fu? Oh, I love. Hey. It's certain things that turn me on about a woman more, on average. And I like a woman that like kung fu movies. And this ain't no cat. I like a female that like kung fu movies. See, I could talk to you about that. You came out with 5 deadly venoms, baby girl. Well, Illis, I'm gonna throw one at you, baby. How about the kid, the Chinatown Kid? What y'all know about that one? All right, while y'all figure that out. The Chinatown Kid, we gotta keep this boxing because y'all gonna have me go into this goddamn kung fu stuff. We can't be doing that. Y'all coming here changing the topic. And y'all know I ain't got nothing but mad respect for y'all. Y'all about to make me change the topic. Can't pick the topic if the topic is boxing. I love y'all. Let's get back to boxing. Let's get back to boxing, y'all. So man, these dudes went at it. And listen, that fight was not going the distance. Nah, baby, I love you, love. It's all good. No, but we knew this fight was going to be like that, and we knew we would have been surprised if that fight would have made it to the final bell. We would have been surprised, but it would have been a good fight either way. It was a very competitive fight. There was not a dull moment in that matchup between David and Anthony. They got right at it. Both of those men said what they was going to do, and they came to do it. One came out on top, and one came out, not so bad. He just lost. But damn, when David started stepping, oh man, when he started stepping on this dude, oh my God. When you get into that gear, baby, no matter how good your opponent is, when you out gear they ass, and they in good gear too, but you out gear that ass, man, listen, listen. I'm like, hey, man, if you want to sleep comfortable the next morning, you better hurry up and get your ass out that corner, Yard, before your bones get buried back in the yard. We don't want that to happen, I don't dislike you. I just didn't pick you to beat David Benavidez, but I like you. I don't want nothing to happen to you like that, but God damn. I know these guys are still feeling the aftermath, the lingering moments of the punches that they took for one another. Seriously, that was a great fight. It was a great fight. They got it down for the crown. David Benavidez came out on top. All I can say, what's next? Who's next? We passed this. This is done already. What's next? And he said, maybe going up the cruiserweight at some point, not right now, but whatever David Benavidez choose to do, y'all. Little tongue tied right now. Let me slip my goddamn coffee. That's what I got, my coffee right here, and only took 2 sips since I've been talking to you guys. And we're gonna rock out until about 10 o'clock. We're gonna rock out for another half an hour. But yeah. But damn, it was a hell of a fight. I think it was which round was that? It was the third, no, it was the 4th round. And that 4th round was, for me, was kind of a swing round because these dudes is getting that. He said, Zerto, he gonna whoop Zerto, man, he gonna whoop Zerto ass. He want Zerto next. Good, get Zerto out the way, man, because Zerto is a little overrated. Zerto's a little overrated, in my honest opinion. If you disagree, fine. We don't need to argue or debate about none of that. I don't debate people. I hurt people's feelings. That's what I do. And I don't feel like hurting nobody's feelings. That's what I do. I hurt feelings. God damn it. I don't debate. I hurt feelings. But yeah, hopefully Zerto want that smoke, Mike Grimm. Hopefully Zerto does want that smoke. Let's see it. Let's get it. Hey, whatever David Benavidez is going to do, I'm rocking out with the Monster Killer. Such a very likable guy. I like the guy. He laid back and everything. He's humble, but when he get in that ring, you got to be a beast of all beasts to survive in that ring, or you would get ate up alive. You would get ate up alive, but y'all was catching him with some ish. He was giving out that work too, but man, listen, that work, David Benavidez answering back on everything that Yard was bringing, was taking a tear on him, man, and after a while, there it is. Get him on out of here, man. And woo! Face all falling apart. It was a bloody night last night. It was a little bloody night last night. You know what I mean? Man, listen, y'all, it was blood all over the canvas last night. Blood sport. I really loved it. I was entertained overall. Now, y'all ready to talk about it? Y'all ready to talk about it now? Should I give it a couple more minutes? Or y'all want me to jump right into Devin Haney and Brian Norman Jr.? Do y'all want me to get into that right now? Because I'm about to have fun with this one, y'all. I'm about to have fun with this one. Yeah, same thing he did to Boo Boo, the same way. Y'all ready to talk about Devin Haney and Brian Norman Jr.? Because I'm going to tell y'all something right now. That was the least competitive fight out of all those good fights on the card last night. I'm going to start off with that. This is no hate. Like I said, I enjoyed it. But damn it, I'm going to keep it real. Because I'm not one of them. I'm not some of y'all. Not some of you right here. I'm not some of y'all. So let me get to it and talk this boxing on Devin Haney and Brian Norman Jr. the OG way, the real way. No cap, no bias. So this is going to hurt some Haney fans. This is not an attack on Haney because I picked him to win last night. So before I get into that, I just want to warn you Morse meter asses. This is Sunday. This is the day that the Morse meter takes his day off. So don't make me have to pay the Morse meter. Don't make the Morse meter do overtime. All right? Fair warning, y'all, because y'all got selective hearing. You diehard Haney fans, don't do it. I don't want to rebuttal. I don't want to debate. And I really don't want to hurt your damn feelings because that's all that's going to happen to you. Not your personal feelings, but I'm going to hurt your boxing feelings. I am. That's what I do. I hurt feelings when it comes down to it. Some of the baddest motherfuckers on here, I had to hurt their feelings. They know what time it is. They say truth hurts, but God damn it, I love pain. All right, let's get into it. Like I said, the least competitive fight out of the entire card. Devin Haney. I give Devin Haney an A+ performance. Devin Haney didn't do a damn thing wrong in the ring last night, ladies and gentlemen. He did not do anything wrong. So in my sermon about this fight, I suggest you to listen to me carefully, because if you take it the wrong way, I'm going to hurt your feelings. And some of these things I'm about to say is going to hurt. But if you come playing around, I'm going to purposely hurt your feelings. Just like that. Now, like I said, Devin Haney, A+ performance. I'm glad to see that I did not see what I seen in the Ramirez fight. Only seen that for the first couple seconds. Only seen it for the first couple seconds. Now, at first, he wasn't really throwing up, but he was looking around. He was feeling Norman out. I peeped what he was doing. You know, because I'm going to be honest with you. He could have straight jumped on Norman's ass. The way Norman was, he could have straight jumped on his ass. But like I said, you know, he had that little moment. And once he said, man, I can go ahead and rock out, that's what he did. Because from there, Brian Norman Jr. looked so gamed leading up to this fight, confident, all that, as he should, as any fighter should. But damn it, when it comes fight night, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, diamonds and pearls around the world, but when it comes to fight night, you can't be different from what you was leading up to this fight, unless you're a better version of yourself. You understand what I'm saying? And shout out to Norman Jr. But let's truth be told, he too green. He's too green. That's because somebody get a belt doesn't mean that they ain't green. We got prospects that got belts that haven't even been tested yet, Keyshawn Davis. And when he finally get tested for real for the first time, it ain't gonna look good for the young man. I know what I'm talking about. It happens. This has been happening in boxing way before I started watching it, way before you've been watching it, and it's been happening since we all been watching it. Some of us just turn a blind eye to it because it may resonate with a fighter that they passionate about. Oh, well, it is what it is. Right? Too green. He just popped up on the 147 scene out of nowhere like a jack in the box. Let's be honest. He came up out of nowhere. The same way that he entered into the conversation of you know, how the same way Boots got entered into, you know, with Crawford and them, this is the same thing, except for it went a different way. He green. And Dev seen it. Matter of fact, they knew it beforehand. Sometimes you really gotta listen to everything that these fighters and the trainers are saying. Y'all only want to listen to and take up the shit that's gonna make you laugh. But you gotta pay attention to everything else that they say. God asked Devin Haney, why did you pick him? Listen to what I'm saying. The question was, why did you pick Brian Norman Jr.? He said, because I know I can beat him. He didn't say I know because he's a good fighter. He didn't say because I know he'll be a hell of a challenge, because he had already told us how he felt about the man. And people, you know, why you got to keep calling fighter bums? Hey, however these fighters feel about another fighter's skill, let it be that. We cannot say what these fighters are supposed to say. Now, we don't have to agree with it, because sometimes I don't agree with it. Yeah, but I'm just telling you what Dev said, T. This is what Dev said, because this was the question that the guy asked him. He didn't ask him, well, why did Turkey Ali Sheik pick him, even though Turkey picked him? You know what I'm saying, T? Follow me now. But I'm just going off of what Dev said. I know what really happened, but I'm going off of what Dev said from the way the question was asked. And he simply answered, because I know I can beat him. He meant it when he called the man a bum. He wasn't calling the man a bum in his personal life, but he thought the guy was a bum. Come on, we know Dev calls everybody a C-class fighter. Now, do we agree with it all the time? No, but guess what? A lot of those guys do be C-class fighters. Let's just be honest. Or he just might be simply above these guys. And these guys that, most of all these guys he fought, he was levels above them. The only fight I could say he wasn't levels above, as far as levels, it was very even, was Lomachenko and Ryan Garcia. As far as the rest of them dudes, yeah, they wasn't on the same goddamn levels. You know what I mean? JoJo Diaz and all those, who the hell are they? They ain't nobody. I'm not talking about them, I'm talking about them. But let's just be honest. Exactly. You know what I mean? So he said he was a bum. Now what he meaning bum, meaning, yo, he ain't ready, he's a rookie. That's what he was saying. You know? So, hey, we know, we say, oh, we got to give these fighters credit. I'm going to tell you how I feel about anything. I don't care if you like it or not. It's my opinion. You know, but hey, I might agree with what the fighters say. I might disagree. But guess what? I'm still going to watch him fight. I didn't think the bull was a bum. Deb said he's a bum. He meant it. You got to take that shit back. You got to stop saying it. Did anybody ever tell fucking Floyd Mayweather to stop saying that none of these dudes is on his goddamn level? No. Did anybody ever tell Ali to stop calling himself the greatest of all time? No. So why the fuck he can't keep on saying what he's saying? Now, I know for some fighting fans, they be like, all right, well, won't you go really find a fighter that's on your level? Maybe it's not that many. But then again, maybe I could be capping. They out there, but like I said, some of them don't get the damn shot. And also I said about with Deb and about this fight. Devin Haney. Devin Haney, the dream. Not no Debo, none of that shit. He's the dream. Stop changing people's names. He's the dream. All right? No Debo, Deb, and all that. He ain't no damn Debo. He ain't never run down on nobody and took nothing out nobody's goddamn pockets. And ain't never been a damn Debo in the sport of boxing. BC in the building. He's the, hey, that's the dream. You wish you can live this dream. This dream I'm had, I'm living it out. That's what he is. That's why I'm going to look at him at. Ain't no Lord Haney, Black Jesus, none of that. The hell y'all be talking about? Yeah, I know. Ain't no damn Black Jesus. I ain't call nobody no damn Messiah. He looked awesome last night, and I'm glad he shook that shit off. That's the only thing I was worried about. You know? Yeah, Bill started that nonsense. He started that bullshit. Hey, man, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I want to slap that Bill. I want to slap that Bill. I know what y'all saying, man. Hey, Crush, Bill will fuck you up. You want to lose your money? Want to lose your money? You think that Bill will fuck you up? You want to put somebody on Bill? Hey, y'all, put it out there. Tell Bill that somebody want to slap tap his ass. All right? Benavidez is a damn nightmare for anybody he gets in that get in that ring with him, yo. That dude, listen. Last night showed me, if I didn't already know and already knew, last night showed me that these guys, these top guys, Devin Haney, glad to see him like that. I'm glad I don't see none of the punk-ish, because that's the only problem I had with him. I'm a man out here. When you start doing that crybaby-ish, I'm ready to slap you. I'm glad he ain't doing that. Fine. Keep it moving. Just be you. Keep on doing you. But, man, one thing, yo, them dudes is game. Good card, man. They came to do their thing. They came to do their thing, and then if your parlay or whatever your predictions was the same way as everybody else's, good night. Good night of boxing. Because a lot of us picked the main guys to win. They all won. They all won. So yeah, it's definitely dope. But yeah, Haney, Brian Norman Jr. didn't bring nothing to the fight. The fight was all Devin Haney. Yeah, I gave I gave Mason and Noakes the fight of the night for me. Even though they was all good. But if I'm going to put them in order to how I was entertained the most, yeah, that fight was something else. And that fight was the most competitive fight. Besides Yard and Benavidez. That was the most competitive fight. Cause Abdullah Mason had to dig. And he got some work. He got worked on and everything. Came out successful. Abdullah Mason has a fan base over there. Huh? Abdullah Mason has a fan base over there. Y'all know what I'm saying, but I don't really want to get into that. Abdullah and a few other fighters have a fan base over there. If you know what I'm talking about, y'all know what I'm talking about. Ain't nothing bad, but I don't want to get into it. I want to have to put it out there. Just pick up on it. Has a hell of a following over there. You know? Did y'all Jab Queen? What's going on? Hey, Jab Queen. How you doing this AM? Hey, Jab Queen. So, yeah, so I'm talking about the fights, going through the fights and everything, the fight card and everything. Awesome fight card, A+ fight card. All the matchups for me, overall, I give them all A's. I give all the matchups an overall A. Now, you know me grading the fighters, grade might be a little different. You see what I'm saying? I gave Abdullah Mason a B on his performance, only because he wanted to get punched on a little bit. All right. Other than that, he good. Anthony Yard, David Benavidez, I both gave them A performances. Bam A performance. His opponent gets an A performance. The only fighter that don't get an A performance, besides Abdullah Mason, which I gave a B, is Brian Norman Jr. Brian Norman Jr. fell with a big F. He fell with a big F. He had a lot of people sold. Some haters and some people who ain't know no better, who didn't know enough about Brian Norman Jr. You know? Yeah, T. Let's talk about it. There was a separation. Devin was right. He ain't on his level. He's not. It's separate. It's levels to this, people. And he's not on his level. And I think Brian Norman got that belt, you know, by some kind of crazy ass default, and wasn't going to be able to run it. We talking about Barrios is the weakest link out of the champs. Y'all still think Barrios? Well, yeah, he is now, because Norman is no longer a champion. Norman Jr. wasn't supposed to have a belt at 147 so fast, y'all. This what happens when you get shit before you actually supposed to get it. They don't know shit about boxing. This is what happens when you get something before you're supposed to get it. The way that shit look, nah, he ain't beat no Barrios, man. Mario Barrios would beat him, T. Listen, I know Devin Haney is a highly skilled fighter. You did, D Free. You did. Listen to what I'm saying. Listen, you gotta be out of your mind. No. Listen, I don't care what he did against Sasaki and all those other dudes. I seen what he did against them. But then when he got in there with a top dude, look at him. And you think he'd beat Barrios? Barrios would beat the dudes that Brian beat at 47. And guess what, T? Norman ain't got no good defense. Norman ain't got no good defense. Yeah, but Norman ain't got no defense. I don't listen, T, at the last night, and I was somewhat there because I said he a little too green. Then he ain't really fought nobody. He wasn't tested. This was his first real test last night. This was Devin Haney's official comeback because he put on a hell of a performance. That Ramirez was bullshit. I get it, T, but sometimes being a harder puncher don't make a difference, does it? You know that, T. Ain't Brian Norman a harder puncher than Devin Haney? But he ain't got the skills or enough experience. Exactly. Don't be strong, just don't cut it. Only for those who's inferior to your strength. You know, your opponent has to be inferior to your strength. They scared of your strength, your power. It is what it is. Nah, if anything, you know what? His first defense should have been against Rolly or some damn body. No. They're too green. He is going to get moved to the back burner. That's it. They free. That's it. Respectfully. Oh, yeah, he going to the back burner. What? He's going to the back burner for real. After that lackadaisical performance, I had that shit 11-1 Devin Haney. What we talking about? And even with the one round I gave that out. What round did Brian Norman Jr. really win? None. Thank you, sis. She ain't even watched the fight, but she heard me looking at the shit. He did not win one goddamn round. I gave him a round. Still, 11-1 is still like 12-0 to me. It's still a goddamn limpy ass, real spacious shutout. You saying Mario not Dev? He can. I get it, but I still don't think. I don't think. See, T, I get what you're saying, but look, he's too green, man. Devin is that damn good, but they showed me he's too green, man. Now I can see if he got in there with a Rolly or one of those other guys, but them dudes that he beat and all that, who are they? Where are they now? Yeah, I said spacious. I get it. Then from what I see Mario Barrios and what I see from goddamn Brian Norman Jr. at 147, Brian Norman Jr. was the weakest link. Barrios fought better competition at 147. Yeah, Santillion was a good ass win, but it was just a bad night for Santillion. Where the hell he at now? He beat guys. He got a couple of good wins, but he ain't got no. Y'all know what I'm saying. I don't dislike the young man, but I'm keeping it real when it comes to these. Y'all know how I get down. I don't need to even explain that. Y'all know how I get down. I don't even need to explain none of that. And got tore the fuck up. Got tore up. Dudes be too green. That's what I'm saying. He needed to be in there with one of them first before he got in there with Devin. That's what it was last night. I didn't see nothing from this young man that I seen before. Y'all up there being nice because it's Sunday. I'm just not going to cuss, but I'm real. The truth and the facts don't have no days off. I'm going to say it again. Truth and facts, in my damn opinion, don't have no days off. They work 7 days a week, 12 hours a day, 12 hours a night. 12 plus 12, 24 around the clock. All right? 24 hours around the clock, not 24 hours a day, because there's no such thing as 24 hours a day. Day and night is not the same thing, but we're going to get back to boxing. Y'all know what I mean, but sometimes I got to give us dum-dums a reminder. You know, I got to remind myself some damn time. Yeah, swinging for the fences. The fences just far, way out of freaking range. Y'all see how he was out of range? Y'all see how he was out of range? Oh, no, Crush. He wasn't out of range. Their defense is like that. Dab ain't got ass defense, but Dab defense ain't elite. Goddamn. Ramirez probably would have landed more. You know what I mean? He was swinging for the fences. He lucky Dab didn't get another flash knockdown on his ass. Because if Dab was a puncher, if Dab was a certified puncher, he would have caught that motherfucker fresh with all those launching in and reaches in. He would have. Yeah, T. Butted his nose real quick, all that. Y'all see my comment I left in BBO last night? Y'all was over there. I said, yo. Goddamn, Norman got dropped in a pillow fight. Yeah, Norman got dropped in a pillow fight. He got dropped by Pillow Fist Devin Haney. His defense good, T. I don't think none of these jokers elite yet, T. Until they do some elite shit against an elite motherfucker, T, they ain't elite, T. There's a couple elite fighters in the sport of boxing. He ain't one yet. I give you 2 right now. We'll talk about that probably on your live after we talk about the main joints. Right now, I give you 2 elite fighters in the sport of boxing right now. 2. Alexander Usyk, Terrence Crawford. We're going to have to talk about everybody else because it ain't that fucking many. And we ain't going to bullshit and make shit up. It's about a handful, at least. Bad ratio, but it is what it is. But man, nah. The board needed to be in there with more better opposition. And he wasn't. Those guys that he beat was not good enough to get him prepared for Devin Haney. Simple as that. Your opponents do matter. You can't say resumes don't matter. Your opponent is your resume. So how the hell you gonna say resume don't matter? It do. That's your opponent. No, you know what? Now, I don't think it's really just that. I think it was more that he thought that the man couldn't take a punch. I don't know why he think his son can't punch. His son got dropped before. If you got dropped before, you can get dropped by anybody, no matter how hard they punch or not. It's very possible. Shit, Tommy Hearns, one of the greatest of all time, was on his ass bag a few times in his goddamn career. He chinny, but he was a bad motherfucker, wasn't he? Timing. Exactly. Boy, timing was all he had. No timing. I was ready to throw the boy timing belt. I was ready to I was ready to teleport one of my damn mechanics. Hey, yo, I need you to teleport to Saudi Arabia and get his boy Brian Norman Jr. a timing belt. Because his timing is off. Then did y'all look how he was throwing his punches? Did y'all pay attention to how he was throwing his punches? I don't feel like throwing... turning my camera on right now to show y'all how he was throwing his punches. Go back, watch the fight, look at his hand position, and look at how he was throwing his damn punches. I'm sitting here enjoying the fight with a mean face. You hear me? I'm enjoying the fight with a mean face. Now, I already had the gas face because Abdullah had my motherfucking goddamn blood pressure rising. He did. Glad he took my blood pressure down. He had my blood pressure rising. But then when we get to the most anticipated fight, and y'all know how many times I said to you guys that this is the most anticipated fight for me. Y'all know I said it. Tell me y'all ain't hear me say this, Ish. Go ahead. Y'all heard me say, no, we up to this prize fighter. What's up, bro? Y'all been hearing me say the most anticipated fight for me left in 2025 was what? Devin Haney and Brian Norman Jr. Now, the only thing I got from the most anticipated fight to me, Devin gave me what I wanted. He gave me what I wanted to see, what I needed to see, and what I predicted to see. The only thing I did not predict was Devin Haney knocking this dude down. But yes, I did say I'm picking Devin Haney to win by unanimous decision because Brian Norman Jr. can't fuck with him on the boxing level. Shit, that's the last time I don't think Brian Norman Jr. can fuck with him on the fighting level. And I don't even look at Dev as a fighter. That's not his style. He put on a letdown performance. He did. That fight was not competitive. Exactly. Oh, why you coming down on him? Man, I'm talking boxing. If you don't want to hear me talk boxing, click your heels 3 times like Dorothy and take your ass to the Wizard of Oz with the next of that, with the rest of the fake shit. Everything this man said he was going to do, he did not show not a drop of that shit last night. Nothing. Devin Haney was not a letdown. Let me make it clear. So nobody would try to twist my words. I'm going to twist your cat. He was very good. You know, the only problem I had with him is that, acting like a broad. But that's past tense, so I can't keep throwing that on him. He back in the ring looking like his damn self. And I like the fact that the kid is at a weight that fits him. Because that's one thing. He looks very comfortable. Looks very comfortable. Now he look like a fucking human instead of, even though being successful cutting weight, but looking crazy. Y'all seen an in-shape crackhead before. Y'all know y'all got dope heads and crackheads in y'all neighborhood that still cut up and ripped. That's what that was looking like at once. But he looked good because he was cutting too much weight. Y'all know this motherfucker was down there cutting down there 40 pounds of weight. Stop acting like y'all know Devin Haney was walking around damn near 170 pounds at 135. Y'all gonna play with me? No, play with yourself. Go masturbate with your intelligence, not mine. Okay? Go masturbate with your boxing IQ, not mine. ABC, you know that's real bananas too, organic. Smash the like button, people, man. We doing a recap, man. Having fun talking boxing, man. Coffee and donuts on a Sunday morning. Right before football, right before everybody get to cooking, man. Because I'm cooking on this damn fight. You damn right. The most anticipated fight to me, I'm cooking on it. All week. I might not even talk about another damn fight. Because this fight gave me so much to bid off, and I'm going to bid off this fight all week. It ain't nothing none of y'all can do about it. No matter if you agree with me or disagree with me, there ain't nothing y'all can do about it. Nothing. What y'all going to do? What you going to do? Huh? What you going to do? Bust a move. I'm cooking on this shit all goddamn week. I ain't letting just like I get on anybody else to put on a lackadaisical performance and back up not one goddamn letter or syllable out of what the fuck they said they was gonna do. I'm serving their ass. So y'all won't say, man, yeah, Crush, you selected. No, I get on every fighter. I get on every goddamn fighter, and y'all know the only thing I'm biased to is being motherfucking too goddamn real. They don't, nephew. He ain't do good on it. He ain't do good shit. The only thing he did good was get paid. That's it. Didn't do nothing. Dad made it look easy. It was easy. How the fuck you gonna make something look easy and it's already easy? You can't make something look easy that's already easy. That's what my man Dub Whiteside kept on. Dad making it look easy, but he picked goddamn Norman Jr. Dad didn't make shit look easy. He was already fucking easy. How you gonna make something look easy that's already easy? You gotta make something that's hard look easy. Just like stupid, dumb, slow motherfuckers make something easy look so goddamn hard. It was easy. He had to make shit look easy. It was easy. Damn, I know y'all be in love with these fighters and all that, blah, 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 blah. That's how I know a lot of y'all are very religious. That's how I know a lot of y'all are very religious. No, T was already easy. He didn't make it look easy. Because there wasn't nothing complex about Brian Norman Jr. That's why he didn't make it look easy. It was already easy. Brian Norman Jr. made it look easy. Because he didn't do a goddamn thing complex. Fucking Devin Haney was Devin fucking Haney. But he was never really that good from the rip. He just popped up on the scene out of nowhere. T, you know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about. His name just came out of nowhere. He just got there. Y'all know that song. Where my ladies at? How did you get here? You're not supposed to be here. Y'all know that fucking song. Oh, excuse my language. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Ills. Angie, baby. Y'all know that song. Yes, you did, T. T, you helped put a lot of guys on the scene, T. T, you helped put a lot of guys on the scene. You helped put a lot of guys on the scene. There's about 10 dudes I know about because of T. That nobody really knew about. People starting to know about them now. I ain't saying nothing. If you know, you know. That's why, I'm pretty damn good on my predictions. Because if you know, you know. Shit. TWT. Always the family was putting out a lot of fucking info. TWT was putting a lot of chitlin circum fighters on the goddamn mat before pro boxing and all that. Yeah, I'm talking. Yes, I am. Tell me when I'm talking too much, and I might just be nice and be quiet. BBO in the building. Hey man, listen, I don't do that religious stuff, man. No religious talk on here, my brother. We don't talk Black Jesus. We don't talk Allah. We ain't talking none of that on here. Because I don't look at men as gods, BBO, respectfully. I don't look at no other man as a god, so that's why I would never call no other man anything. The title as a god. That's just me respectfully. But go ahead, rock on with your Black Jesus, bro. Rock on with your Black Jesus, bro. But I don't get down like that. And Boots never ducked nobody at 147. Ain't nobody at 147 for Gerard Ennis to duck. Nobody. Okay? Because ain't nobody at 147 effing Gerard Ennis. And I wouldn't even want to see Devin Haney get his ass handed to him by Gerard Ennis. Because I like the kid. But that dude did not put on a good performance at all. If there's anything that was a letdown, was him. He did not give me what I asked for. Devin Haney did. He ain't give me nothing. It was not competitive, not one moment, not 1 second, not one punch. Nothing. And y'all still didn't answer my question. Y'all see how he was holding his hands? The way he was holding his hands, he was throwing his punches all goofy. Man, I don't get into that Jesus stuff. Yeah, I'm getting to that. I'm not religious. I'm not religious. All right? Y'all can have black Jesus, the Messiah, all that. I don't get into none of that. I'm not calling no other man God. I'm going to call myself a goddamn God. Or I call my father God. I did come from his fucking packs of seeds, his seeds packet. I ain't calling no other man goddamn God. I ain't giving no other man a title above me. I don't, listen, respectfully, I don't care about none of that. Black Muhammad, he's Muslim. Hey, assalamu alaikum. I'm not Muslim. I'm not religious. I don't have a religion. I'm spiritual. I ain't got time for that. Yes, Cleveland, awesome night for Cleveland. Awesome night for Cleveland. Abdullah Mason, awesome job, kid. But you scare me like that again, Abdullah, you ain't going to have to worry about your opponent. Exactly, my love. Exactly, Illis. I ain't calling no other man no damn God. I'll punch you in your mouth. Yo, and speaking of gods, right? Yeah, I'm spiritual. I ain't into all that. I done tapped into all that. I done been through the ringer with it. I've been through the ringer and never really was feeling none of it. I was always too questionable, didn't really trust it. So I went from being a Christian to being Muslim, to being Sunni Muslim, to being FOI. The only thing I was Catholic or Jehovah's Witness. Okay? Hey, BBO. No nigga word on my goddamn channel in my goddamn chat, goddamn it. Nigga is a cuss word for me, BBO. Yeah, you can't use both words, my brother. You my brother. You my little big brother, and I love you. But you can't have both words. Now, since I gave you Black Jesus, you can't use that N-word. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. You ain't getting 2 words, BBO. Yeah, you can use the Black Jesus. I give you that. Don't use the niggas. Yeah, don't use the nigga word. I hate that word. I really do. I hate that word. Like, yo, people in my neighborhood will tell you, yo, what's up, my nigga? I'm like, y'all know I don't like that shit. They be like, yeah, honestly, there's no cat. What's up, my nigga? I'm not your nigga. I don't like that shit. I get it, fam. But you know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I mean. Don't call me your nigga. I don't like the fucking word. Oh, man. But it was dope. And I think, to be honest with you, who's going to give Devin Haney a problem at 147? Right now, let's be honest. Who's going to give him a problem at 147 right now? No damn body. No damn body. Nobody that's left in 147 of a champion. Easy peasy for Devin Haney. Easy peasy for Devin Haney. Devin Haney going to whoop these dudes' ass, go outbox these dudes, and then he going to move up to 154 probably another 2 years. That's my prediction. I don't have nobody beating him at 147. It is what it is. He already went into 147 at the most skilled boxer outside of Jerron Ennis. Come on. I'm going to be real, but it ain't me glazing or pickle pulling nobody. That's what y'all be doing. Pickle pulling, Meat glazing. Y'all do that shit. I don't do that. I got my own meat to glaze. Oh, yeah, my condolences, Illis. Yeah, my condolences, love. Let me get you in blue, baby. Let me get you in blue. I got my baby in blue. What the hell? The hell? Oh, blue is just for me and you. Maybe we can make the romance come true. La di da 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 da. You know, I'm in my hood version of Frank Sinatra. Yeah, but condolences to your family, Ellis. Yeah. Oh, hey y'all. So listen, I don't know if y'all watched any of the prelims, the earlier fights. But we know Turkey has been putting some fighters from over there on his card. I do like the kid, the little curly haired kid, Muhammad. What's the kid name? The kid that fought right before the Boots fight. I forgot his last name, but he's the same kid that fought on the Crawford and Canelo card. Did y'all notice him if y'all watched the prelims? Muhammad, forgot his last name, but I like kid. I like him. You know what I mean? Yeah, hell yeah. Y'all know what I'm talking about? I like that little kid, Muhammad. D Free, I know you know who I'm talking about. I just can't remember his last name. But if you watch some of the prelims, then you know who I'm talking about because he was just on a Crawford and Canelo card. Muhammad something. I like the kid, little nifty kid. And I noticed one thing about the overall cards, even the prelims, there was a lot of tall, rangy fighters last night. Yeah, I killed Muhammad, I killed D. You go, I like him, T. Yeah. I like him. What y'all think about him, man? I like kid. I like him. And he did something last night that he should have did on a Canelo and Crawford card because he could have stopped that dude that he fought on a Canelo and Crawford card, but he left the ball he let him off the line. You know what I'm saying? But last night, they say everybody understood the mission. Everybody understood the mission, and that's why everybody went out the way that they went out. That's why they were successful. And, out of one person, like I said, the entire fight card, the prelims all the way up into the main card, Brian Norman Jr. was the only one that was not competitive. Said Tanika loves that fighter, Muhammad Akil. And then, the Adam Azim fought last night. I like him, yo. And shout out to Adam Azim, man. Yeah, I like him. Yeah. A lot of lengthy dudes over there, man. Them dudes is lengthy. Them guys got 70 plus reaches and all that. Some lengthy dudes. I see a lot of lengthy guys last night. And that's good because, we don't have enough heavyweights in the sport of boxing because why? All the heavyweights is playing football and something like that. And it's good to see a lot of lengthy guys in the sport of boxing. Even though boxing always had lengthy guys, but there's a lot of lengthy guys in today's boxing because the way the youth is growing up now. They even short and stocky, or they gonna be tall and long. You know what I mean? Yeah, he's nice. He's definitely nice. She got a good eye for boxing. Hey, BBO. BC said send him the PS5. Now, what y'all got a bet going on? So, real quick. So, what's next for Haney? Go snatch the rest of the belts. So I know last night they were saying he might would just go in and handle Mario Barrios. It don't matter what order, y'all, to me. It don't matter what order. I'm talking boxing, so, I'm going to be an honest guy. It don't matter what order that they come in. None of those dudes can beat Devin Haney. Devin Haney ain't going to have no stiff competition for real, until he go 154, man. Just like I said, and I was saying up to this fight, y'all might remember, we mentioned it to you guys, but, I was saying, what's next for the winner of this fight? I was saying, I said, what's next for Brian Norman Jr. or Devin Haney, whoever's successful in this fight? Now, it's more, listen to what I'm about to say, right? Now, if Brian Norman Jr. would have won last night, things are more competitive for him because he's not as skilled as the other fighters, okay? Devin Haney, the only thing we want to see is the Ryan Garcia rematch. Now we would like to see him, like to see him be two-time undisputed. That's something that, I've been talking about for years. Y'all should remember that, because y'all heard me say I thought Devin Haney was going to be the first one to go two-time undisputed. But, Bud wound up becoming two-time undisputed before Dev, and Bud just running off with the shit. But yeah, Brian is trash. Hey, well, he got to trash his ass, BBO. He got to trash his ass. Now, I'm going to say this. I don't think Ryan is trash. Now, somebody I seen last night, BBO, that bull got to show me, because right now, that dude is trash. Ryan ain't trash, but he's a trash-ass dude. You hear me, BBO? Ryan ain't trash, but he a trash-ass dude. He a trash-ass dude. But he's not a trash fighter. He's not a trash fighter. Ryan and Barrios next. That's right. Yeah, that's right, because Ryan just signed that. So we got Ryan and Barrios next. So what's next for the Dream? All right, so he took the belt from Junior. Those two guys is fighting next. Who got that other belt? Rolly got the other belt, right? BBO said Rolly would be Devin's toughest opponent. I can see that, BBO. I can see that. Rolly is tough for anybody, man. And Rolly has gotten better. You got Lamont Roach. You got the cockroach beating Cruz. And yeah, Tiger got the WBO intern. That's right. Right. Exactly. He just got that from his last bout on Pro Box, right, T? I think so, yeah. Yeah, a lot of people don't know that. And I think he got that on his last Pro Box bout. Rolly, hey, man, I like Rolly, man. Lewis Crocker, yeah. Hey, now that you said that, D-Free, yeah. And would love to see more Lewis Crocker, too. So, 147, may be deeper than what I'm giving it, or maybe it's not to my liking, but there are some guys there. But like I said, with the sport of boxing, with all the good fighters and all that we have, there's still a whole lot of the best that we haven't even seen yet. So we're not even seeing all of the best. We just really seeing some of the best of the best. You know what I mean? So boxing got to do their thing, man, and give these fighters first. They just do. Because if they out here getting these fighters in the mix, it's good for us. If we don't know who they are, we're going to find out who they are. And then we have more conversations. Now, when we talk about a certain fighter in a weight class, we shouldn't have to be reaching so far to say there's only one or two good matches forming that weight class, and we got to talk about opponents in another weight class. That's why I respect and I love 154. Because you only going to talk about 154 guys with 154 guys. That means because there's so many guys in that division, top to bottom, and it's the most competitive division. That's why if there's anybody that's under 54 that can get up to 54, I'm always going to be looking for any of these guys to move up to get to 54, because man, it's the place to be. Hey, BC, I think he's the best at 147 off paper. I don't see none of those dudes beating him. I don't see none of them dudes beating him. Now here's a name that we didn't put out there. I don't know how. You know what? You know who might be a problem for Dev? Might give him no, he won't be a problem for Dev. I'm taking it back. Yeah, I ain't got nobody beating Dev. I would have said Speedy Rashidi Ellis, but I ain't even got Speedy Rashidi being too much a problem for Devin Haney. Too much a problem. You know, his name ain't even being talked about. And this skill of a fighter that Speedy is, we ain't swinging his name around in the 147 conversation like that, are we? Nope. 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 And we may not even get to see this dude, you know, in the mix with Dev or, you know, the Rollies and those guys and all that. But hey, isn't Whistling coming back to 147? It's kind of been really going to drop back down to 147 because then we got another conversation, people. Oh, Speedy went to 154? Okay, thanks, D. I didn't even know. Hey, Tay, the queen of MMA, queen of New York State and City, salute to you. How you doing? Hey, D, I didn't even know he went to 154, bro. Thank you, D. See? Take that out of there. That's why I was saying, well, now I'm only saying for Devin Haney. It ain't much left for Devin Haney at that motherfucker. Devin Haney just stay down here, you know, get that undisputed, get 2-time undisputed under you, you know, and move on. He say he is. Hey, I don't know why he doing that, T. I don't know why the hell Speedy Rashidi is taking his ass to 154. He got a death wish. Speedy Rashidi is not going to do well at 154 pounds. He gonna get mauled down on. Speedy Rashidi going to 154. With all that's at 154. That's just like the warden at the prison saying, let all the pies open and everybody can get some mushu. Speedy ain't really did too much anything. He going to 154 for what? To get knocked out? Because I don't see Speedy doing nothing at 154 but getting flatlined. Getting starch. You know how the starch used to spray on your clothes, and, you know, get the wrinkles out or the Sharpie and creases when you know, putting creases in your pants was the itch back in the day? Yeah, they fight each other on pro box because ain't nobody putting them on no damn card. They gonna have to give Speedy Rashidi some of the most damage control or light touches at 154 because I don't see Speedy Rashidi doing nothing really successful at 154 if he really, in 154 got a lot of dudes that can rumble. Yeah, Speedy already turned that boost-ish down at 154. We already know Speedy Rashidi never wanted no parts of Jaron Ennis. We know that. We know for a fact that he did not want no parts of Jaron Ennis. Nobody talks about that. But they want to talk about allegedly how many people Boots duck. Okay? A lot of fighters be out here ducking a whole lot of work on the low. Fighters be out here ducking a whole lot of smoke on the low. Speedy Rashidi going to 154. He just ducked everybody else at 147. He just ducked everybody else at 147. Right, Tizzle? Hey, we got football Sunday today. Yeah, football Sunday today. We're going to be getting ready for that. You know, Sunday is always good. for sports anyway. If we got boxing to recap, we got boxing to recap. You know, it's football Sunday. So Sunday actually really belongs to football. We're only going to talk about boxing, you know, to get it out the way by 11 o'clock this morning. All boxing should be on because football coming on. Yeah, but we double task and all that too. See, what time you going on? But I want to see the Ryan rematch. That needs to happen. Ryan Garcia owes us that. They both owe us that. The both of them, not just one. That's what I'm saying, T. Okay, cool. That's what I'm saying, T. Like the kid can box. And I'm glad the kid is at a weight. He's at the proper weight for himself. Because that's only the real problem I had with Young Buck. You know what I mean? Is that. Any fighters fight in the weight where they should be at, I'm loving it. Too many weight bullies and shit in here. Motherfuckers in weight classes knowing they got shaved over 25 pounds or more to get in the weight class. Move your ass up. Oh yeah, well you know I'll be over there D-Free. You know STN. We there on football Sunday, bruh. You know I'm coming over there. You know I'll be there. And I love it because, boy, the football talks be something. Sometimes I'll be ready to blow the whistle the way the brothers be going at it with the football. Y'all think these dudes is diabolical with this boxing talk? Shit. Y'all got another thing coming. Listen, y'all, if y'all be around, y'all hang around the bros, y'all know, man, they stay even more diabolical with the football. I'm telling you, they relentless. I think they're a little merciful, you know, with the boxing. But them dudes is merciless, and they, man, y'all ain't got no chill when it comes to football, man. Y'all ain't got no chill, but I be loving it. I be loving it, man. I be loving it. Yeah, so now that the best fight card of 2025 has just took place yesterday. What else we got left in 2025? What's the most available best thing we have left in 2025? I ain't been looking on my computer to look at the dates and stuff. I'll do that in a minute because I got all the schedules on my laptop. I haven't been messing with it. Yeah, but it definitely was a great night of boxing. Great night of boxing. I was satisfied overall. Just Abdullah made me shook a little bit, and Brian Norman Jr. did not show the hell up. And I know a few fighters, a few people were saying those bright lights was going to get to him. You know what? He looked like that was bothering too. Yeah. Yeah, we got Cool Boy and Foster. In what, a couple weeks? Because they fighting, what, the beginning of December, right, T? There we go. That's another fight for myself as a boxing fan. That was really big on far as matchup, and that's Cool Boy and O'Shaquie Foster. Forgot that one is coming up. So yes, I can't wait to see that. And I definitely will go and peep Lamont Roach and Cruz. All right, they fight December the 6th. Right. I knew they fight was coming up. And I'm definitely going to check out Pit Poodle Cruz and Lamont the Cockroach. Definitely going to watch that. But yeah, definitely Cool Boy and Foster. Going to be a good card. That's going to be a good fight. I'm going for my man Scooter. Philly all day. We have good quality fighters right now that's out there that's worth getting behind. You know what I mean? I'm gonna say that's worthy of getting behind. So, you know, any Philly fighter that's worthy getting behind, and I like them, I'm going to get behind them. But it doesn't matter where they from. If I like a fighter, I like them. They ain't got to be from the same city as me, or the same color. I like a whole lot of fighters. You know, they good. If you can rumble, you can rumble. You know what I mean? But yeah, we got that December the 6th. I already know the date for the uh for Cruz and Lamont Roach. Some people thinking that Lamont Roach may get a TKO victory against Pitbull or Cruz. Now, I don't think Pitbull is going to be able to hurt Lamont Roach. Lamont Roach is a very adorable guy. Lamont Roach is, quote unquote, a little weight bully, motherfucker. Now he going back to 40. He should have stayed there in the damn first place. Because that's where he started out from. Then he wanted to go down. But can't wait for that. I know a lot of people, they already saying that they have Roach beating Cruz. Some people even think it's going to be an easy night at the office for Lamont Roach. I don't know about that, but I do expect him to beat Isaac Cruz, because the only way Isaac Cruz can beat someone is by a stoppage or a knockout. Pitbull Cruz cannot outbox anybody, all right? So if he ever got a win by a card, they gave it to his ass. Y'all know it just as well as I do. PGA's big dog in the building. Hey, man, grand Sunday to you, my guy. You know, easy Sunday morning. Fight recap, talking a little bit, this, little bit of that. Shout out to Devin Haney. He looked like himself. I'm glad to see that, because wanted to make sure this kid was mentally back, and that's the most important thing, because I don't think any fighter should get back in the ring, no matter how much money they can make or how much they love to fight. Don't get back in there until that mental is right. So his mentality is working. He done got over the Ryan-ish, and that's what I needed to see. And happy for Devin Haney with that. You know, Bill, still calm yourself down, Bill. All right, but good-ish by Devin Haney Jr. Standing down, gave us a performance, a makeup performance. I'ma say he made up for it, because you know he gave us the worst performance in his career with the Ramirez fight. But I'm glad he's back in motion, and he was like Smokey Robinson. He was just cruising. You know, he was just cruise control. Easy night for Devin Haney Jr. Easy night. Barely busted goddamn sweat. Barely had a scar or anything on him. What happened to the punching power of Brian Norman Jr.? But Deb said that he shut the haters down. He shut the haters down, you know, but good. I'm glad when haters can get shut down. You know what I mean? Because it's going to happen again. Boxing is always haters getting shut down. All haters going to get their chance to get shut up, shut down, and all that. But you know the haters, I get on their ass every goddamn day. You know, I don't have a day off on the haters, because they deserve it. But yeah, dope job by Devin Haney. Like you said, Brian Norman Jr., he's on a setback. He's on an Ellie setback, and I ain't talking about an interview. He's on a Maybach, and I ain't talking about a luxury car. Like my man said on next Friday, hey, oh, here you go. Hello, back to the ghetto you go. You know, when my man Michael Rappaport was the mailman on next Friday, he went to drop the joint off the Day crib. Hello, back to the ghetto you go. Right to the back of the line. And I think with this young man, with Brian Norman Jr., I think what they need to do is get in that damn lab. They need to get in the lab. Him and his daddy need to get in the lab. See, I know you're a coach, but goddamn, where was your coaching last night? Where was your coaching last night? You didn't look like a legit boxing coach. They need to get back in the lab. Too green. Ain't ready yet. Moving too fast. Take your time, young man. Mama used to say, don't you rush to get old. Take your time, young man. Don't you rush to get a foot in your ass. Huh? Do that sound about right? Take your time. Take your time before you wind up getting humbled. Take your time. Wait until your time comes. Wait until your time comes. Then you go ahead and go about it. But this wasn't Brian Norman's Jr. time. This was never Brian Norman's Jr. time. Even though we looked at it as the cometh of a new fighter. That's not what it is. That's not how it went down. And y'all know me, I think behind the box and I look at things so many different ways and I go off with energy and all that. And just last night was they telling that, hey, there's still a Dev era too. And last night was not by any means necessary was going to deter that for what it was planned to be. Do y'all get what I'm saying? Brian Norman Jr. wasn't never supposed to be in this position. What do you mean, Crush? Not so soon. See what happens when these guys get these things happening soon? When it's too early, too fast for them, they way too green all the way around the board. And when Keyshawn Davis come back, he gonna have his rude awakening too. It happens to all those fighters. Unless the system already had this shit pre-planned, y'all. This is still Devin Haney's second half of his career. He's not mentally over. He's not mentally cooked. So he ain't done. This is what happens when you jump in there with shit that you shouldn't be in there with yet. Erickson Lubin shouldn't have been in there with Charlo. That was too soon. What happened? Erickson Lubin hasn't been the same since. Brian Norman Jr. can possibly wind up being a casual of that same casualty. Everybody is not built to be advanced. Everybody's not made for advanced movement. Everyone is not that talented. Everybody's not that talented. Everybody's not, frequently godly gifted. When you move like that, that only going to work for a certain type of fighter. And it's not an average Joe fighter. It's going to be a fighter or a boxer who's just highly skilled and everything else. But when you're not none of that, but you good or you decent or you mediocre, but you get in position and you have a moment, a cameo, George Kambosos. George Kambosos. A few other guys. One-hit wonders. This can possibly be this also with Brian Norman Jr. Take your time. Take your time. See, when they get in there too damn soon, but they not that good. When they get in there and they still under development, this is what's going to happen. And when you know, you know. And the Haney's knew. And there's nothing wrong with that. They knew. And his opposition didn't even peep that they knew. Okay, let's go. But this was projected to be supposed to be a step up in competition for Devin Haney. It's a lie. Brian Norman Jr. was not a step up fight for Devin Haney. This dude got this belt. You can get these belts from any of these dudes right now, but you know, everybody else is so much tied up. Come and get this one. That's what it is. That's what it was. Who wouldn't do it? This is what happened when you ain't moving the right way, or when you're moving, when you ain't moving the right way at all, or you moving too fast. Or sometimes your stomach, your eyes, your stomach can be bigger than your damn eyes. And then you realize you didn't really need anything to eat. Exactly. But, AT, with that being said, bro, right? But he wasn't hot. His name was buzzing, but he wasn't hot. Hammer, 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 hammer. They put me in the mix. Throw him in the mix. Let's see the perfect blend that is going to be at the end. Everybody's not made and built for that type of opportunity is what I'm saying. Some people are good enough for those advanced opportunities, and some of them don't be ready. Some of them don't be ready. This young man is not ready. Young man is not ready to be a champion just yet. That young man still got some ways to go. He's too green to be a champion. Too green, meaning he don't have enough skill to be a champion. He's limited. And, whoo! Now, let's say this and we're going to get up on out of here in a few minutes. But let me say this. Since we're talking about chins, ladies and gentlemen, so are we going to start hearing the talks that Brian Norman Jr. don't have a chin? If Devin Haney don't have a chin, Brian Norman Jr. don't have a chin. Yeah, Teo's just a waste. Teofimo Lopez is just a waste. And I hope Shakur Stevenson puts something on his ass. Shakur better. He better. Boy ain't good, man. He's still got ways to go. I don't give a damn about the quantity, how many. It's about the quality. We seen dudes, 25-0 with 22 knockouts. Well, okay, he knocked out 22 people. But who are these 22 people that he knocked out? Are they the roughest, toughest? Are they the leanest and the meanest? Are they the latest and the greatest? So that shit do matter. Don't you ever downplay resumes don't matter. Your opponent do goddamn matter. Because your opponent makes you. That's how we get to rate you and score you, because how you performing against your opposition. Don't ever say that again, people, because it's a bold-faced lie. And y'all don't like the truth. And one day, hopefully, the truth should be light on your ass and set you free. Last night card, dope card. Put some fire in the chat for last night fight cards. I wound up to get on out of here. Give y'all my last few words for today. And I'm going to see you guys around the football world. You know? But a dope fight card. Shout out to everybody that performed last night. Overall fight card, the prelims is good. Main event was good. The people who said they was going to show up and do what they did, win or lose, they did show up and do exactly what they did. They either won or lost. And then there's only maybe one or two who didn't show up and do a damn thing that they said they was going to do. So luckily, and I know what y'all was saying, oh man, you know, that should be the main event. No, it shouldn't have. Good call. Good call by them. Keeping Yard and Benavidez as the main event. Because, see, Yard made it an interesting, compatible fight. Brian Norman Jr. did not. And I don't need to see a fucking one-sided motherfucking main event. With that being said, this has been a Sunday version of Coffee and Donuts for Grown-Ups. I am yours truly, STN's realest of the illest. I am the master ceremony, Crush, the Mickey freaking legend. Salute to everybody that came out this morning on a Sunday. I appreciate all of y'all. Content creators, friends, and all that. Shout out to Southern T, B3, BC, BBO, PGA, Big Dog, D-Free in the building, Prize Fighter, Tay, Angie Baby in the illest. Remix Mike Room, that's him. Always here, ATX in the building. Man, I really appreciate y'all coming through and listening to my crazy ass on a Sunday morning. So I want y'all to do, man, y'all get up one out of here. I can't throw down a Sunday schedule like that because you know, y'all know what time D-Free would be doing football at 1 o'clock. That's the only thing I can say. Hey, just search around. I think KQ and I'm probably be doing a fight recap. But hey, Sunday, y'all enjoy the rest of y'all Sunday, man. I'm gonna get ready, listen to some other things, and get ready some football and get ready for tomorrow's cook, because I'm gonna be cooking on that damn fight all week long. I saved a lot of little funny little roast moments and all that. So y'all will get that tomorrow. So with that being said, yo, have an awesome Sunday, and I'll see y'all real soon. Hey, make sure you are tapped in to Sports Talk Network content creators. And beyond that, make sure you're checking out Southern T. You want to make some money? Hey, go over to Southern T. You good with the betting. Go over to my brother B3. Also awesome with the betting. Check out my girl Angie Wise. Check them out. You want to win some damn money. Don't ask me. I might pick wrong for you. Yo, go ahead, y'all. I'm going to get y'all up on out of here. And I'll see y'all soon. Hey, salute the Ja to my man Ja. All right, nephew. Y'all have a great Sunday. See you later, Angie, baby. The illest. See you, my love, Tay. Everybody, have a good Sunday. I'm going to drink the rest of this coffee, and I'm going to spark the rest of this coffee. I'm out, y'all.